Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. This has been a nightmare. The Siege of Bonnie, just an absolute bad house. The bodies on this planet have to be stacked 10 feet high. It's tough, man. It's tough to have Vaulters first. So the Vaulter population unit, it gives like 1 science and then it also does some damage to attacking enemies. So the more Vaulter population units there are on the planet, the worse it is for us. Or the more Vaulter population units there are on the system, the worse it is for invaders. And that's particularly rough against an infantry-based invasion force, because infantry have a lot less health than tanks do, and so those extra damage at the beginning of battle effects are more likely to actually remove soldiers. So, good news though. We have our first command point technology, which means that we also have access to armored units. So, before we hit the re-invasion button, we will be converting our units, we'll be converting all of the manpower in our fleet to armor, which has the added benefit of increasing its health considerably. 15 manpower worth of infantry has 190 health, while 15 manpower worth of armor has 240. This will make us a little bit more survivable, and of course, we're gonna hit this as well. Even more health. It's even better now. We can just go ahead and do almost the whole conversion now. I guess there's no point really in doing it now instead of waiting for next turn, except I was already on the screen, so we've done it. But I think for the sake of safety, for the sake of actually getting this done, we're going to wait until we burned their entire defense down. They're going to have more points of population by then, probably. That Vaulter lady keeps showing up and telling us that her people are starving. That is obviously a lie. But they can only commit, if we take their defenses all the way down to 0, they can only commit 175 manpower per battle via conscription, and I think, or hope rather, that our force will be able to overwhelm 175 manpower worth of infantry. If they can't, we're going to find this to be a very, very annoying thing to finish doing. We don't really have anything else fascinating going on beside that. Everything else that's happening up here is pretty straightforward. Make the good buildings, get the good research. So we have the ability to colonize Arid, to build magnetic field generators, which are quite good for us. Or at least have the ability to be quite good for us. Let's pop a whole lot of people over here. So, if we move our whole society over to Viashrus 2, that does make our system mutinous. That's probably bad. I could bounce both of the minor faction population points off the planet without losing too much in the way of resource output. And we'd gain a lot of approval, right? I'll be honest with you, 28 is less than I was hoping. This is a pretty high unhappiness planet, yeah. The polar tempest plus the natural ash planet type. That's unfortunate. That said, we are positive on food here. We really have to get a little bit of approval going. So, we probably should go grab off-world agribusiness real quick here. The infinite supermarkets, pretty easy to build, low construction cost. What is this? There's a single Vaulter ship. It looks like it's headed toward FOD, right? The big parts at the front. So you just stay right here and block.
Do you really wish to push us to the breaking point?
Lies. Why must you lie to us? All we did was try to exterminate you. Can you imagine the gall? Be out here telling me lies about food. Okay, so we are now 100% armor, and buffed armor too. I have a good feeling about this next attack. We just gotta wait a little bit longer. Alright, let's pop into our other systems as well. And of course, as soon as they get here, also a pirate ship shows up. Try to wear us down. I'll get in on him and shoot him with all your guns. So I came out of that. Yeah, you know what? My health is okay. I think we can still do this, right? Yeah, their ships are not. Their scouting ships are not well outfitted for combat.
Do you really wish to push us to the breaking point?
She said you butcher civilians like the honorless necrophage in response to us winning that battle against that pirate? Right, because that message showed up before we attacked the scout ship, didn't it? She got some strong feelings about those pirates? Maybe I'm misremembering, but I was pretty sure. Okay, so this planet's almost depleted. It's been good to us, but we might have to consider picking up some new tech. Unfortunately, this system is pretty low population cap. Remember that we do get to jam more units of population onto a planet than there ought to be. So we have that going for us, at least. But why don't we grab infinite supermarkets? This will let us push up above ecstatic here. And in Galter, are we... Yeah, I mean, we're set up as well as we can be. Actually, we should probably specialize this planet as well. Yeah, unfortunately, on the systems where we only have one planet, we really don't have a lot of options as far as controlling our approval. Instruct 2 attacker ships with at least 65 offensive military power to get a ton of Hyperium. Not really what I want. Also, Thought is not a particularly great place for us to be building ships. It's kind of a bad quest. A quest that we might just ignore. Alright, we probably, at this point... Let me think here. So, chitinous alloys, the time to research is coming down. We're getting our science online, slowly. Finishing this PEV scale accelerators thing will help. I think we probably ought to pick up eukaryotic sap. That'll have the dual benefits of giving us some happiness for free and unlocking some new curiosities for us to be able to explore. Actually, we also kind of want to pick up baryonic shielding, because we're going to need to get to this system over here at some point, and that is going to necessitate leaving our constellation, right? But I think right now, in this moment, eukaryotic sap is the way to go. I also really do like the H-Field Fleet Accelerator. I think this is a great support module. Yeah, so let's grab that. It'll give us some benefit right away. Do I want to chase this ship? I can definitely get to where it's going before it will get there. Yeah, let's go ahead and catch it and destroy it. And then after we get eukaryotic sap, we probably want to move up in the left quadrant of the science wheel, because we want to be able to... We want to get toward picking up medium ships. Unfortunately, we will not be able to build any medium attackers because the hulls are made out of titanium. But we can build the medium support ships, at least. Okay, so we did this thing as we knew we would.
Do you really wish to push us?
Alright, that's enough out of you. Her people are starving. She says the population of that planet is still climbing. Or population of that system, rather. Alright, I think it probably will take another turn for them to arrive, is my guess. To keep our systems safe from pirate interference for a minute here until we can put together a force strong enough to go and wipe out the base. And unfortunately, we are. It's taken us a lot longer than I would have liked to wrap this up. It's going to be like almost turn 40.
The faith, whatever that
Okay.
even in holy.
Obviously, we're not paying her anything. If she wants to have words about that, she knows where we live. She can come and get us. So let's see. Do we have any barren worlds? Is that a concern for us? I keep forgetting what kind of worlds we have access to. Toxic lava, gas Arctic, steppes Arctic. Okay. Well, the Arctic colonization tech is probably worth picking up because we do have an Arctic world in each of the two systems where we currently only have one world. Alright, Arctic is up here? No. Arctic is up here. Well, that is a good building that we've just unlocked. You know what? Yeah, go ahead and grab this. A little bit of extra colonization, a lot of extra science. It'll speed up our weapons research. Never know enough about weapons technology. Alright, 50 science, 50 dust, you know. It's not awesome, but it's something. On Viessurus, we have a new curiosity to explore, which is encouraging, because that almost certainly means it's something good. We're managing to hold content. I'll take it. For some reason, there are pirate ships constantly hunting us. I mean, this could be a Vaulter ship, right? They do like to privateer their fleets, and they get the ability to do that really, really early. I think next turn we can probably go on this. The 8 remaining defense, I doubt will make a difference.
I shall defend the faith.
My favorite part about our leader, sort of the way I imagine this character, is the way he's just constantly hanging up on people. Like, nope, sorry. That's my bad. I thought you were my delivery driver. I would never have answered the phone if I knew it was you. So suddenly, a longship appears. I don't know where this thing came from. So we are on all projectile defenses and all projectile offenses. He's on all projectile defenses and energy weapons. It's not great for us. That said, we're definitely doing it like this. Let's swap our medium ship to the middle flotilla, where we know for a fact his ships will be, because he only has enough command points to do the medium flotilla. And then, yeah, just turtle up on him. I do want to see this battle. His ship is showing relatively low attack power for a medium. Or her ship, I guess. Is showing relatively low attack power for a medium, so I don't think this is going to be terrible for us. But they're going to start... Oh no, they seem to have chosen a combat tactic that starts them at close range. Well, that's suicidal. Why would you do that? They can see our weapons. We've been hovering outside of their system for all of forever. They have to know we're pretty much exclusively equipped with bullet weapons. Well, that's just poor management. Some bad decisions being made at the top of the chain there. Well, I appreciate the dust and the science. We have 17 tanks. That's not a great number. You know what? I am going to wait the final turn. Let's just take them all the way down to 0. I'm a little concerned about how low our manpower is. It's going to take too long for these slicers to show up for it to actually be relevant. A pirate fleet, quote-unquote fleet, just spawned here, so I think I'm going to leave these guys right here, because I bet they're just going to run up this star lane and attack FOD right away. Because they're going to... I guess they're headed toward Galter, so we know they'll go this way. Alright. Let's do this, hopefully, finally, once and for all. Alright, approval penalty lost, which I do appreciate. Let's get rid of this pirate ship that may turn out not to actually be a pirate ship. Nope, those were legitimately pirates. Completely uninterested in ever fighting Vaulters, hunting me wherever I go. I think the Vaulters are paying them off pretty substantially. So they are, without question, going to do conscription, but the combination of preemptive bombing and 261 manpower worth of slightly upgraded tanks hopefully will carry the day. Here, we'll even watch it. So here come the conscripts. They have more tanks than I would have imagined. There's that preemptive bombing for you. I do love the Craver armored units are just like these giant war beasts with huge cannons on their backs. And we didn't finish the job, which means that we won't be able to finish the job next time either, because they're going to conscript again and have 175 more manpower plus the 2 tanks that already survived. But you'll notice we lost actually nothing. So, next time, this battle is going to go fairly similarly, but they're going to run out of manpower this time before they exhaust our manpower, I think. Hopefully. Alright, let's see. So we do need to get this going. That's a concern. We may as well specialize these worlds in science. Remember, per population boosts are more effective for us than they are for others. But we definitely want to get modernization going here, because we can, with this system being relatively good at producing food, we can send off population points from here to our other systems like Galter that may be having more trouble in that arena. We probably need to go ahead and take Sirius at some point. We definitely need to expand the number of planets that we can inhabit. We have a lot of stuff going on yet. A lot of things coming together much more slowly than I would like. Alright, once again, preemptive bombing. And yeah, sure, we'll watch it. Why not? So see, that's interesting. There weren't any explosions on our side there. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they don't have any points of Vaulter population left, maybe. Because on that last time, we saw 2 points of population be removed, but they were both minor faction population, right? Oh no, here, these were Vaulters. So you can see 20 plus 25 damage done to attacker during ground battle. I guess, okay, so maybe it's that you lose the population at the beginning of the battle. The conscription population loss and the bombing loss happened before the battle, so there weren't any Vaulters left during the fight to deal the bonus damage to us? Maybe? In any case, I believe next turn we finally take it. They are out of conscripts, they're out of people. And we still have the entire invasion force that we started with, almost.
Do not be shocked.
Okay, that's enough out of you. Okay, make cravers. Sure. I can make cravers. That's gonna happen. So next turn we'll have the ability to inhabit this place. It's not a bad world, but it's also not a great world. I suppose we should build this. We're about to have a new planet, so this'll be 20 whole industry. I mean, none of our builds are super great here, but industry obviously is the precursor resource, the one you always need to get you all the others, so it does behoove us to go after it. We're at 38% approval here. So the infinite supermarkets are not actually going to help very much. We should probably still get them built, but maybe it doesn't have to be right this second. You know what I want to do? I want to build a scavenger. And the reason I want to build a scavenger is I think it's important for us to send a probe out here. We need to actually get vision of this world that our faction quest wants us to take over. Alright, do we want to do a feeding pits thing maybe? Or we could build this now even though we're not getting any value out of it, just that we'll have it as soon as we do get the antimatter research finished. Oh, you know what? This is valuable right now because the fact that we now know that the deposit's here means we do get the industry even if we can't use it. And then, you know what? I will build that. After we finish graviton research, we might delay going to medium ships in order to pick up extreme atmospherics, because first of all, we do have gas planets. Like, this works really well for us. And we don't even know where another player's systems are yet, so the medium ships would have limited value. Okay, here comes the end of it. They do not have the population. I'm pretty sure you can't conscript when you only have 1 population point. So we don't need to watch this. This is finally over. Okay, so the bad news is there's no people here. We managed to kill everybody on the way in. It's a pretty craver way to do things. So it's two fertile planets, one of which is temperate. Xeno-industrial infrastructure is bananas here. And yeah, I feel like when we take over AI systems, they almost never have Xeno-industrial infrastructure built, despite it being the best thing to build in most starting systems immediately. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes in terms of AI upgrades, but like one of the first sort of like dirty easy to implement bad solutions would be just make sure the AI always gets this building first. We should maybe ship some people over. FOD is level 2, right? Let's send a pair of cravers to Bonnie. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get there, but they should, that should happen. And then I guess actually these guys need to go and blockade Xanados because I bet that population ship is going to come down this way. It's going to go shortest path, right? Rather than going up here, which would be safer. Okay, and now that this has happened, let's, I probably should have been sending out probes this whole time. We've had all these scout ships in this fleet. Alright. Find me some more Vaulter worlds, because I'm sure that wasn't their only one. We saw the Argosi leave right before we showed up. For now, I think I want to leave these guys here. I don't want to back off of this place and then have it suddenly taken back over. Yeah. Well, that's 2 of 8. Or 2 of 9, rather. We're doing it. We're working on that supremacy victory. I would love to refuse truce. No. Well, this is not the end of the world. So I'm going to cut our Spoils of War Act. We're really only producing 6 influence, huh? That's grim. Yeah, that's not the end of the world. It's going to take us a little bit of time to figure out where we want to attack next anyway, so I don't feel too bad about that one. We definitely need to pick up a new planet here. We definitely need to pick up a new planet here. It's going to take forever for us to siege this force down, and unfortunately, we really don't have that much manpower between the 3 of us. This is 330 manpower. But that said, our points of manpower are vastly superior to pirate points, and we don't have to worry about anything. Oh, hey. That's interesting. What's this thing doing over here? Apparently it's not actually at the system, or I'd be able to attack it. Oh no, sorry, I can't attack it. Right, there was a truce. Well, since there was a truce, why don't we split off a couple of these scout ships? And we're just going to go have a look around. We'll find the rest of their world somewhere around here. So yeah, we need to finish our faction quest so that we are immune to that forced truce nonsense, because that is always going to be a problem for us. I'm sure you'll all be shocked to hear that the militarists won the election. There were non-militarist votes, which is a little surprising. Okay, here's some more stuff. I don't know how many pirate ships it takes to beat 3 slicers, but I know that it's a lot more than 2. Honestly, it's probably a lot more than 3. Lowering our system development costs I don't think really helps us that much. We should definitely increase resource generation on strategics since we just got a hold of titanium. Let's try to build up that titanium stock as quickly as possible. We're also actually bringing in dark glitter now, so... How much do we have? We have 6 and we're bringing in 2 per turn. Alright. We gotta keep an eye on that number so that we can boost our Craver population whenever possible. Okay, definitely make some graviton shielded laboratories. I gotta keep the Cravers and the other populations separate in order to keep this in order to keep the system at all functional. I'm not sure our probe is gonna reach all the way over there. And then I guess really we should wait here so that we can move in that direction as soon as it becomes visible to us. Let's also shoot some probes kind of around that direction. Our probe may not get far enough to reveal this system, but we might be able to reveal other systems that are in the same constellation and move through those. And actually, we need to make sure that we grab baryonic shielding after extreme atmospheric, so we'll actually be able to get over there and investigate. So while I'm waiting for the vaulters to be attackable, I guess maybe I shouldn't move just yet. We want to hold out here until we finish rebuilding our manpower. Also, probably going to need a bit of a push on that. But notice, this system is, this fleet is replenishing manpower immediately off of this system, despite the fact that it's mutinous and freshly taken over and at very low ownership. I'm still not sure what the rules are for that. Oh, so hey, we did this because we had an event that caused some free population to show up. Well, that's nice. We've also discovered a unique planet over here. Can I get... Here we go. Yeah, okay. That planet is awfully good. Well, I think this is a system we need to take. Now that we have some titanium income, we can actually build ships that have siege modules. It's going to make things a lot easier for us. Is that... Yeah, there is a curiosity on one of those planets. Ooh, look at that. Wow, a dust nebula. That's lovely. And Molten Springs. What a good planet. Yeah, that's just a really great system. We'll have to help ourselves. We discovered an adamantium deposit, and also the ghost of a machine. Well, I think we should definitely investigate, because this is an extremely minor penalty. Now, granted, there's a 20% chance that we pay a small penalty to gain nothing, but I'll take those odds. Oh, right, I don't actually have the ability to move through free space yet. I probably don't want to bump that ahead. I think we'll just wait. So here we're mostly just holding down the pirates. I'm going to have to actually attack at some point, which means we're going to need more ships, or rather, we're going to need some ships that will help us get the siege done. Are these both purely defensive? Okay, let's at least mix your defenses up a little bit. Now, we do have access to some slightly better than normal energy weapons. Although I guess we also have... we do have tier 2 bullet weapons. You can tell by the number of projectiles that are being fired. Like, there's 2 lasers, 2 rockets, you know. This is all what we already have equipped. Okay, so somebody, probably Viasharis, is going to have to create a couple of those, and then we can use those ships to siege down the pirate bases more quickly. And the Vaulter bases, once that becomes a concern again. How close are we to capped out here? It's going to be a couple more turns. Man, that chain gang program wasn't even enough. Well, let's do one more. We're costing ourselves some development here, but I want to get this. I want to get this fleet full. I want it to be able to threaten these pirates, and then get back to the business of killing vaulters immediately afterward. This is also something that I have a great deal of interest in. Once we have access to movement over free space, non-Starlane movement, we're going to have to figure out exactly what's going on over here. I guess this scout should... Yeah, the scout will stop here and we'll fire off some probes. Okay, 100%. Let's go and have a talk with these pirates. You can meet us back there. You're about to reveal a new minor faction. There's a system over here that hasn't been explored at all. Yeah, I think for now, though, we're doing the right thing. Once we have access to antimatter, we're going to have some options that the other players simply do not have. Well, that we hope the other players will not have.
I greet you in the name of the four families.
Okay. Probably on this constellation, then? If we saw one of their ships up here. That's very interesting. I mean, nice to meet you. Obviously. Fleet health. Fleet health. Manpower refill rate is not meaningless, but now that we have access to siege vessels, it's probably going to be less meaningful. We're not going to need our fleets to have full manpower to get things done quite as much. Okay, a bunch of transvine. That's pretty cool. And this fleet has extra vision. So what is the trait that we would get by taking this over? Wow. A lot of extra happiness, or a lot of extra food output when we have some reasonable happiness. That's certainly interesting. We could probably take this system over before the truce with the Vultures ends. I think there's like a really good chance of that. So that's something to think about. That's something we might do. Where are we at on Dark Glitter? Not quite there yet. Actually, never mind. We're totally only at 12 Cravers because I think, yeah, this population ship is still en route. Also, we're having some minor starvation problems in some places. Beatrice is probably bouncing back and forth between 9 and 10 population a lot. Huh, this is still available, huh? You know, the approval boost from finishing this would be significant. Yeah, alright, let's see if we can get it. It shouldn't still be available to us, but it is, so let's see if we can get it. I guess that means we're not building any combat ships over there. Industry here is a little on the low side. Yeah, you know what? We do actually really need these. We'll just make a handful. We'll send them to Pirate World, siege that out, and then we'll send them down to help with the siege of Blue once that gets going. Yes, we probably don't need all of our scouts to do the thing we're trying to do over here. I think I probably don't want to fire any more probes with you, because we want you to have full probes when you head over. Although I guess we're not going to have free movement for 4 more turns. So actually, this ship will generate a full supply of probes in 4 turns. Let's see if we can hit whatever's at the end of this star lane. Okay, Harmony are somewhat inconsequential, I think. Don't really figure into our plan at all. So do we know who Dark Blue is? Okay, we haven't actually met them yet. They might be next, just because my attack fleet's already down here, basically. Unfortunately, it looks like there's no way to know how long it's going to take a logistics fleet to arrive. That's a shame. I wish you could click on it and see the distance expressed in turns the way you can with all other ships. Alright, that should be a significant boost in science for us, that building finishing on Beatrice. And there's no reason to wait for these things to get completed. We should just, or for the group of them to get completed, we should just have them attack immediately. Alright, blow up some pirates. Ah. This place, where our scout got to the pirate world slightly ahead of the rest of our fleet. Well, I don't think our scavenger can take both of these guys. Do we have a... Yeah, we have a clean route to retreat along. Sure, just get out of there. Then we will blow up those pilots, partially out of... pirates, partially out of vengeance, but also partially because it's fun to blow stuff up in space. It's kind of our whole thing. We discovered another unique planet. Okay. Alright, let's see here. I probably want to move a lot of the Harishams over to this planet. They produce more food on sterile planets, and also the approval is good. I was kind of hoping we might be able to get ourselves up to actually being happy. Looks like maybe that's not in the cards. Well, we are going to grow slightly faster if we have some of them over here on Galter, and also non-food resources, in particular industry, will be better outputs. So we should try to do this right up until the barrier of being unhappy. Although I guess we're going to have another birth next turn, but it's going to be a Craver. Yeah, this is fine. Just got to try to ride that line all the time. Magnetic field generators are better now than they once were, since now we do have a planet that has industry on it, or an anomaly on it. But man, it's just like just really bad industry in this system. Well, you know what? Make this. This will let me stretch what little we have even further. And we're 2 turns away from being able to threaten people who aren't the Vaulters. And there's a lot of stuff out here that has not been explored. I assume that this means that no player who's not the Vaulters has ever seen this stuff. The Vaulters lost a lot of their ships and ability to build ships really, really early, so of course they haven't explored it all. Maybe the Sophons don't have free warp drives yet? I mean, they must not have free movement, right? Because if they did, they'd have come over here and explored this all. Alright, come back and rejoin us. I'm not even sure we'll actually attack these pirates, but we are definitely going to hang out here for a while. Alright, so we finished our industry build. This system's going to be a lot more effective once there's anybody on it at all. Let's see, Sustainable Farms is 2 planets, one of them cold. Yeah, okay, that's a reasonable build. Do I want to make this system level 2? I think one of these systems is still level 1. Yeah, I think these are a higher priority for that. Makes it easier to move our population around. So this is the other system we have to take over for our faction quest. It does have antimatter on it, which is cool. But I'm a little concerned about spreading myself too thin. I don't want to have to try to send fleets in 2 different directions. And it seems like most of the players are this way. I guess we do know that the Vodyani are over here, so we do have to go over here at some point. Man, we just need a better... We need a better industry base. We need more hot systems. As it is right now, we really are not good at building stuff. And if you've ever played any 4X game before, you know what a kiss of death that is. Alright, so you guys are where you need to be for the moment. Once Bonnie's established a little bit, it'll be an okay place to build ships. And maybe we can run most of our assault in this direction from Bonnie while using the home systems to send things this way. Looks like we've gained vision of some new Some new stuff over here. May as well explore those first. I think the odds of us getting that wonder are not super high, and also... I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not that important. I guess we don't... Do we need to know what these are if we don't have the colonization text yet? I guess it helps us evaluate how valuable those texts will be. Yeah, alright. So, medium ships. We do actually have the metals now for the hulls. We probably ought to get to picking them up. We don't have any barren worlds. But I don't necessarily think this is very valuable for us. Food is always nice. Epigenetic crop seeding is a little bit awkward as a food tech because it's a food tech that's more effective where there are already lots of people. But it does help you push to the end of colonizing your systems, I guess. And I really don't think these other techs are very valuable. Alright, this is how we're going to get up to the next tier. Okay, we revealed all of the hidden, isolated nodes near our home constellation, which has shown us Aova, which is a hot system. That's cool. A hot system with some pretty good anomalies, even. And that's it. That's all that we got from that. Well, there just aren't that many nodes. Also blue cap mold. Also, we found some Epistis. And we've discovered that the United Empire is over in this direction somewhere. Alright, that's all good information. How many turns are left on this truce? 2. Okay. You know, it's been fun sitting here, waiting for pirate ships to spawn, but I think maybe we ought to head to Duce. Okay, we can't actually leave until the turn that we can redeclare war. My plan is we're going to take out Duce, and then we'll have them cornered, and we'll just corral them at Ingress and starve them out. This thing is still coming, slowly. Okay, and we have important stuff going on. It's taken a while, but it's already getting so much better. Once we have the ability to build medium-sized ships, we're going to be a terror. I was not the first to get to 3,000 manpower. That's a shame. That the module from that would have been really, really nice to have. Okay, so now here on Galter we have a lot more options. We probably just want to push food, I guess. I think that's probably right. Epigenetic crop seeding is going to be worth a fair amount. This is going to be... I assume that this... You know, I'm not actually sure how these work. These things that say, like, per luxury deposit. Do they give you the whatever the resource is for luxury deposits that are on planets you don't yet have colonized? Because if not, this is pretty bad. For the moment. You know, this is pretty alright no matter what. Especially due to the way our multipliers work. And let's go get those Bishop-class assault ships. Terrifying to behold. But for real, we still, like, really badly need a high industry system to actually produce all of these larger ships that I'd like to have. Okay.
You're one of our favorite fish in this.
You know, if she wants to be friends with us, I will actually, I will take it easy on her for now. I do not think that it is a good idea for us to be fighting everybody all the time. We can benefit from having friendly relations with one player while we kill everybody else, and then we turn on our friend at the end, you know? Yeah, okay, we may as well attack this this Vaulter ship, because we're not going to be able to use our action point in any other way here. Alright, so unfortunately their colony ship is ready and I'm sure is going to run this way immediately. We can try to catch it with our scavenger here. So I'll keep this thing available until we see what direction that's going to move in. Okay, we can actually colonize the whole system here. We definitely should grab the gas planets, because gas planets are super good. Man, we desperately need industry here. Well, this system has 10 industry per population point, or this planet. That'll certainly help. Okay, the population finally reached Bonnie, which is nice. And let's do it.
Let us see if we can trust.
Alright, so pirates are attacking us, which is mostly an annoyance. Also, they chose to attack me before I could even attack them. Well, I don't think we have to watch this one. We know what's going to happen here. Did they choose a better battle tactic this time? Nope, they chose to start at close range. It's just suicide is what it is. What a crazy thing to do. Alright, here, of course, we're just going to see a retreat. Okay, so expect them to go to Centaurus next, where we will be waiting.
I do not trust your word. I trust you no more than I would.
She trusts, she doesn't trust. How are we supposed to know the difference here? Okay, that's not a bad world at all. We're going to have so much antimatter coming in. Actually, we're already at 4 per turn. We're already mining a ton of antimatter relative to all of our other resources. Okay, we definitely want to pick up some more food and some more industry here. Is there a good reason for people to be on Bonnie 3 instead of Bonnie 2? No. The science is a little bit better, but it's worse in every other way, and the science isn't really the thing I'm most concerned about. So this will be good for us here. Now that we've got some population going, this place is going to explode, and we can use this as the staging ground for all of our other battles in this area. I think we probably go ahead and siege these guys down to avoid a repeat of last time, although we do have more troops than we had last time. And our troops are better. And if we could get a little bit more adamantium, we could buff those tanks up even more. Should probably merge this into a single fleet. How's this going? Alright. It's going. Slower than I would like, but it's going. I want to see there's 3 star lanes coming out of this system that we don't yet know the endpoints of, and we have to figure out where the Vodyani are at some point. So once Bonnie has this, there's not actually any other industry stuff we can put together. We just do Marauders for a while. Make Marauders until we have a reasonable siege fleet in this area and we can burn the Vaulters down and then immediately move on to somebody else. But I gotta say, I'm not super impressed with the speed here. Kind of a slow and clumsy start turned into kind of a slow and clumsy mid-game, unfortunately. Alright, what did I discover? I discovered 10 dust. This is the unthinkable in a factory, still running. A dust duplicator. That's actually not that much dust, really. I'm unimpressed with this dust duplicator. You know, I've never taken the other option in that quest because I almost never use the cheat abilities in the elections. Just rarely seems to be any value in that. Okay, well, it looks like the Argosy is not headed this way. Oh. I'm not sure that I've ever seen this event before. A distress signal of ostensibly Lumeris origin leads your fleet to a small frozen planet where you find a wrecked Lumeris freighter still sending out its plaintive call into the void. Everyone around the ship is dead, having starved or frozen to death long before the arrival of help. Well, that's very grim. So we could lay them to rest and receive an approval or influence bonus later. You know, honestly, yeah, I'm down with that. I don't really need 100 dust. Not nearly as badly as I could use some influence or approval, that's for sure. They're expanding their manpower capacity, but just a little bit too late. Unfortunately, the fact that I'm already sieging the planet means that no more manpower from their empire pool will get into the garrison. Alright, that's going pretty well. Yeah, hopefully we can wrap up this Vaulter thing in the next 10 turns or so. That's maybe even optimistic. And then we're going to spread out. I think we have a reasonable claim to everything over here once we can get like 1 or 2 medium ships built and get that cloud of siege ships trailing behind. But unfortunately, that is going to take a minute. Yeah, I guess the Argosy must have from here gone down to Shaddai and then out. Or maybe, we do know the Argosy is fast. Maybe after the retreat it was able to get to Centaurus and get past Centaurus before I was able to establish defense here. Seems possible. Oh, neat. Free stuff. I don't remember putting in the effort, but I'll take it. I guess if you have to put in the effort, it's not really free, is it? Okay, it looks like we can actually get above... that's not what I was trying to do. We can actually get above the happiness threshold here. Actually, we can get to ecstatic, can't we? Yeah, we should do that. Alright, I feel pretty good about that, and there's enough population over on that planet now to make magnetic shield generators pretty good. Man, that system makes stuff slowly. What would it cost to get the Spoils of War Act back on here? Unfortunately, you don't actually get anything from taking planets with this active, so it may not even be worth doing. Oh, you know what? We should be running brains over bucks. We are not having any money problems right now, and I actually don't even have the tech that allows us to rush stuff with dust. So all of our dust is kind of not doing anything for us, so we could be trading some of it for science. Speed up all this weapons research and everything. Alright, let's send probes. Let's try to figure out where over here the Vodyani are. We have to locate their homeworld before we can take it from them. Actually, you know, we should probably attack these pirates. With the number of ships we have here now, we have way more manpower than they do. Assuming that these ships are even partially full. Yeah. Yeah, we can just take these guys down. And it looks like we were successful in discovering the home of 47 infantry worth of defense. You know what? This might not actually be that difficult to take over. We might want to move quickly on these. Alright, so we can just blitz here. We have more than enough manpower to overwhelm these pirates. It might take a couple of turns, but we'll get them. Nope, it took 1 turn. Never mind. Our population booster ended, but we're bringing in enough dark glitter that we can just keep that running forever now, I think. Alright, the extra vision range on our fleet has ended. That's not a big deal. Doesn't really factor into anything. I'm going to keep looking around over here, try to figure out how many arcs we're talking about. It may be that the Vodyani have not developed very well. I'm kind of thinking we might want to send these ships, like, maybe we go to Viasharis, where we wait for a medium ship to get built, and then this is the fleet that moves this way. We could take this base from the pirates pretty easily. Actually, yeah, that's a pretty strong argument for not even going back home. Let's just go directly to Aine and try to take that from them so that we can take advantage of the unique planet. And then we can use that as a staging ground to attack the Vudyani from. That's not a bad idea. Good work, me. Way to think of that. So yeah, this is definitely not going to be a particularly fast victory. Part of that is that we had a rough start, and part of it is that I did not properly... I did a bad job of estimating how difficult it was going to be for us to take that Valter planet. I really thought that that was going to go down in that first wave of assaults. Taking us forever to get rid of them. Well, the scavenger... I don't really know what to do with it. I guess we got to check in this direction, see if we can figure out where the Argosy went. I would, honestly, if it got to Timos, I would have expected it to go ahead and settle there. So probably what happened is it just got past Centaurus before we got there, because it's incredibly fast. And we'll find a new Valter colony over here somewhere. Probably new enough that we can take it out with without having to devote too much manpower to it. Do I want Xanados? Where am I at on my overcolonization threshold? I have a little bit of room underneath it. Okay. That is of no interest to me. So that has ended, and we have received 20 approval on all of our systems. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go rebalance all of our systems a little bit. With 20 approval, we can definitely make some moves. So here we're just content, and we probably can't fiddle with that too much. Yeah, if we move 1 point of population back over here, we're going to completely crash our approval. Like, I'd love to be doubling these guys with a point of cravers, but it's just not worth it. Also, it totally looks like we're going to get that wonder, which is crazy. Okay, so we can have more points of population on the high yield planet here. Let's try to stay ecstatic, though. And over on FOD... these are some bad worlds. Well... it's worth moving over to the not depleted one, I suppose. Can we fill this completely while staying ecstatic? We can. Alright. That's worth doing. Doesn't have much of an effect on our industry, unfortunately, but... that system is producing a considerable amount of our science, I imagine? Odd? Yeah. Alright, you know, not every system can be everything, unfortunately. Let's see if the Argosy did, in fact, make it over here to plant a new colony. If not, I can't imagine where it went. Because we know it didn't come back to Duce, and we know it didn't go to Bonnie. Alright, as soon as these siege ships start arriving, this is going to go down really quickly. And we've got our medium ship design available. So, what's next? We should probably try to go up to some new weapon modules, or to chitinous alloys. Actually, I kind of love this. It'll give us access to the railgun, which I haven't played with too much, but might be worth experimenting with. Mostly, I'm thinking, obviously, command points are wonderful. And we might try to burn through this tier really quickly and go to advanced boarding pods. That might be worth doing. I think our research rate and our number of unlocked science buildings should be enough to propel us to that pretty quickly. So we'll make our first medium on Viesherus after we finish the Wonder. And it will almost certainly have some siege modules.
Do you really wish to put...
Oh, wow. They actually did run the Argosy. Okay, that's... I guess it just stayed here. I don't know why I didn't even consider that it might just not move at all. Well, I mean, if they run over here and they put down a colony on one of these, I think they're going to find that that does not end well for them.
Be content.
Okay, we've met Horatio. We should probably run. I do not think that that battle is going to go very well for us. 17.5% more infantry troops in a ground battle. That's interesting. I wonder what the value of that trait would have to be for it actually to be better for you to use infantry than armor. I am definitely going to take plus 30 industry on all of our colonies. I'm not even reading any of the other stuff. Just give me that industry. We need it so badly. And yeah, we're totally going to get this wonder. That's strange. It's a pretty good wonder. I don't know why the AI wouldn't have built it. We should have been completely out of contention for that, considering how long it took us to get any titanium at all. Yeah, and you can see this the siege module already having a huge effect. Alright, get out of here, you single small attacker. I don't know what is going on with that. So we see at least 2 arcs. Looks like there's a 3rd and a 4th. So we could take plus 10 approval on all of our systems, or we could accept some refugees, by which we mean workers. There's a 20% chance of negative consequences, according to this thing, but I've actually, I think I always pick this option, and I've never seen the negative consequences. To the degree that I wonder if that is maybe bugged. So let's see, it's going to take 2 turns to build the Butcher as it is currently designed, but of course we can improve this. So let's see, most of the people in the galaxy know that we love projectile weapons and are probably teching against that. However, we do have projectile weapon bonus damage on our hero, which makes me want to continue having projectile weapons. But maybe this would be a good time to do like what we did with our medium ships in the last game, and switch them up so that it's harder to design your defenses to be strong against our entire fleet all at once. I mean, but basic decay torpedoes do so much damage. The thing is, if we have a fleet of mixed torpedoes and bullet weapons, that does really limit how we can place our ships. We have to make sure that we're using the right battle tactics, and the arrangement of our ships is going to be the same every time. That's something that you could learn to counter, if you were so inclined. But I don't know that the AI will, right? Like, probably not. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. We'll make sure that we're running combat tactics that have some short range and some long range. Revive and rebuild is not great, but it's fine. Science from scrap is okay. Let's pull power to shields. Do this. And we might need to pick up some new tactics. And I guess we'll keep Turtle around for when we're all short range. Alright, give me some butchers. Actually, let's build a couple. So one of them will head out toward what's going on at Ine. The other one will head down here to help us clean up the rest of the stuff. I don't know exactly what we're going to see from the other players. We have already seen mediums from the Vaulters, but that doesn't necessarily mean a lot. As you saw when we did see their mediums, they weren't actually very good ships. You do still have to have the weapon tech researched and stuff in order to make them actually really formidable. Alright, I think let's go ahead and wait the one more turn until Dusey's garrison is completely empty, and then we'll take Dusey down, and that's where we'll end the video. You know, we can build our own butchers down here. These will be the butchers for down here. We can just build 2 mediums, and they can be the ones that push this way. After one of them grabs Xanados. I don't know how they thought this was going to work. We're just going to let them have it? Also, it seems like a lot of the players spawned really close together this time, doesn't it? I feel like we haven't really been to that much of the galaxy. Maybe it's more than I thought, actually. Never mind. So we've got a new battle tactic, and... okay. Alright, we can definitely afford a loss of 10 science on the Empire for 10 turns to get a free technology. I don't know why they even give you a choice on this event. One of those things is always right, and the other one is always wrong. And... our expedition has gone missing. I feel like the things you get from this are not usually very good. But we don't really need a very small amount of flat influence, right? I guess this could be like one extra turn of running the Spoils of War law. But man, that really, like, a very small amount of influence is really like the worst reward. Okay, let's, yeah, maybe queue up some research. I suppose that's fine. So obviously, given our predilection for projectile weapons, advanced fusion power is very tempting. We could also pick up improved fleet management, which is honestly not that great of a tech. You know, I almost never pick up these new battle tactics techs, but maybe we should. Although, as I'm looking at these, maybe not amazing. Okay, shrapnel munitions is kind of interesting. Kill additional manpower per successful hit with projectile weapons. Combined with the fact that we are probably going to run boarding pods at some point, this could allow us to maximize the effectiveness of our boarding pods. And then here we have a version of that for energy weapons. I think titanium electroplating seems good. Apparently I right-clicked instead of left-clicking. Yeah, let's pick these up as the techs that advance us to the next tier. Man, this system has really gained food very quickly. Like, unbelievably so. Alright. So they're completely out of people, and we actually have a really significant amount of manpower. Let's just blitz down their conscripts real fast. I don't know why they even bothered, frankly.
Here is a proposal.
That's true, that was a proposal. She's got us there. Alright, so there's some Calgaros on this more Jadonics, more antimatter. It's not really a bad system. Again, no Xeno-industrial infrastructure, because the AI hates this building. Couldn't tell you why. Well, I feel fairly confident that there are no Vaulter ships over here in this area, so let's immediately head over to finish the job. This thing will be able to join us on the way. Yeah, this is going to go down quickly. We're not going to do it today, but it's going to go down quickly. And the first of these butchers should have a pretty easy time taking care of this this very small Vaulter colony by itself. Right, we're almost to Aine. I guess you guys should probably just fall back and join this fleet. Our scout ships do have a significant number of guns on them, after all. And with that, I think we're going to have to end today's episode. Not quite what I wanted to get done, unfortunately, especially in terms of not wiping out the Vaulters, but we at least have the road ahead of us now. Now we know where we're going. So, come back next time to see how quickly we can follow it. And we'll see you then.